Welcome back to Atomic Heart. This is part number 19 of our trophy walkthrough, and we're picking up in testing round number 11. This is the very first room, and we have one of those spinny plus side things. We're just going to go ahead and spin that red wheel one time. We also have the magnet ceilings to deal with in here, although this one is super easy. So we're just going to jump across. You spin that wheel one time, jump across, and you can stand on those little squares that are poking out. And we're going to jump on where this other wheel is. And if you look at the top of the yellow one, we need to make sure there's an open door at the top, so that when we jump over here and shock the ceiling and cross over, we can jump through that door, which we're not even going to go through the door. We can actually just land on top, but just in case you miss that jump, you want to make sure that the door is open. Now in here, I did drop down, but it was accidental. So we need to get up there to the left and spin that red wheel. So here, we need to shock the ceiling on the blue side to be able to get back up on top of the yellow and green plus sign things. So we're going to climb up here. Once we shock that blue section, we're going to climb up here, shock the ceiling again, and then we can cross over. We need to get on top of these silver pillars with the blue on top. If we drop down carefully, we can get it and turn this wheel. I actually think that wheel was in the correct spot, so we're going to go ahead and turn it 4 times, because see the open door is at the bottom. It needs to be at the top. So one more spin, then we're going to go through the door here in this green plus sign, and we have to shock the ceiling where it's red to bring that box down, climb up on top, and shock the ceiling again. Be careful not to get crushed in some of these areas. I know it may not seem like it, but there are a couple of places where you can get crushed if you shock at the wrong time. If you look, there's a hole in the fence where those arrows are. That's where we need to jump. So jump and then dash to the side. And here, in order to get to that door, you can shock the ceiling. This will go down. We can hop down onto the blue plated platform and then jump and dash across through this doorway. And if we climb up on that little box on the side, we can reach the exit. Once we go through the exit, go down this curving hallway, and we are going to find Lootyagin number 19 that holds blueprint number 55. Over here on the left, there's a room with some loot, so be sure to grab all of that. I have to say, like, these testing grounds are kind of fun. I like that it's mostly puzzle focused and you get a break from the combat that's in the rest of the world for the most part. But I am so glad that this is the second to last one. I'm pretty done with testing grounds at this point. Here I'm just going to make a quick stop and do a little bit of upgrading to the glove. Don't forget to upgrade your own glove. And be sure to read about each little upgrade, because some of them, you have to be careful, because some of the glove upgrades and some of the weapon upgrades will actually deplete your health in order to utilize whatever the upgrade is. So do be careful about that. Going into this next room, I'm going to equip the shotgun because we are going to have a little bit of combat. It's not too heavy, but there are multiple enemies in here, and it's a lot of the white suited Vovas. So once we come into this room, we're going to have to go through that pipe looking hole. You'll duck down and go through there. And as you can see, we have furnaces again. This furnace in the front, we don't have to mess with. But we are going to have to mess with, there's two furnaces in the back, and we have to insert the orange looking candles. And then there are dummies everywhere that can blend in with the white suited Vovas, so do be careful. Some of them do sit quite still, like they are dummies. So just be on your guard. Everything kind of looks the same in this area.
Watch out!
Man, this guy just does not want to die. Okay, finally. Oh, and we woke up a couple more. Some of them are really easy. As you can see, those guys just took one shot each. So now, there is a chest in the main room right there. Don't forget to open that. Over here, there is a white suited Vova sitting on that bench, so we're going to sneak up on him just so that we don't aggro him and have to waste ammunition again. Which, I don't know why that happened. He should have died. No problem. Anyway, this little building here, if you knock down these dolls, we can go into that building. There is one Vova inside. And he just takes one shot. And there's also a chest. Of course, you don't have to go in there, but just to show you. In this room also, there really isn't anything. So you don't have to worry about that. In the next house, that is where we're going to find a box of candles and a pipe to put them through. So we need to climb up on these trucks and go through a hole in the ceiling in order to enter this room. And there are Vovas in here, so beware. There's one on the ground right there. You see him getting up? There's one hiding in the corner as well that I did not see. He's going to sneak up on me in just a minute. And when we come around that corner, there was another one that was waiting for me that I also... I saw it rewatching my footage, but I didn't see it at the time that I was playing. We're going to go ahead and unlock that door before messing with the candles. See, I know I got hit, but I'm trying to figure out where it came from. So he's in the corner and he lasered me through the doorway. Now we can go back and unlock this door. It's a pretty simple light puzzle. I wish they were all like that. I don't like the light puzzles very much. So as you can see, there are two furnaces there. We need to grab a candle here and put it into the pipe that is in this room, and then pull it along like we did way back in the beginning in the Vavilov complex. We need to pull it through the pipe. That's why it's been so long I'm struggling. I can't remember how to grab them. It doesn't branch off or anything. It's gonna take you directly to the furnace, so there's no worries about that. Once that's done, we can head back over this way. The end of the pipe is here by the other box of candles, and we're going to pull this one through this long pipe. And sometimes when you're passing over stuff like that, like it went over that little scaffolding, or you have these dolls hanging on, sometimes it will just let go, so you'll have to grab it again. Once those two furnaces are lit up, we are finished in this room. So we can exit through the door that just opened. Over on that truck, there's a little bit to loot. Here, I'm just checking, just to make sure. You can never be too sure that there isn't something hiding over there. I've spotted the open doorway here, and there's just one single chest at the back of this room. So you can grab that if you like as well. The chests always have quite a lot of items. They're really worth taking the time to open up. If there are a lot of drawers and things, then yes, those can be, like in here, there's lots and lots of drawers to open. So those can be very lucrative. But overall, you get more from a single chest than you will, you know, 2 or 3 drawers. But since there are so many here, you definitely want to grab everything that you can out of this room. We're already almost finished. I mean, we're going to spend just about the same amount of time looting as we did in that puzzle room with the Volvas that we just entered. Once we're finished with that, we're going to go ahead and go through the door with the red light and get looting number 20, which holds blueprint number 56. Once you exit, you want to go to the left. There's the save room here.
So, what will it be, Major? Weapons?
And it looks like I'm going to speed up this upgrading. Don't forget about your weapons. We're getting really close to the next boss, which I think we're going to directly after finishing this testing ground. And then we have a whole new section to explore. So don't forget about upgrading those weapons that you're using all the time. You're going to notice a huge difference, you know, with your pistol, your shotgun, your rifle. Once we exit, we want to go through the vent. Which, of course, there's only one way that you can go in all of the vents. They block off any ways they don't want you to go. But yeah, as I was saying, you're going to notice a huge difference in the power of your weapons if you're consistently upgrading them. The Volvas will go down much faster, and so will the mutants. So don't forget about those. This room can be a pain. What we want to do, we're going to go over to the right, and you can see over there, there's a candle in the wall. We need to grab it with the telekinesis and bring it over to this room that has the blue walls that continuously spin. You can try to throw it if you like, but honestly, I've never had it work. More likely than not, you're going to end up coming down here to grab your candle, but instead of going back up and trying to throw it, time your throw here. When the 2 sides open up for the plus sign things to spin, toss it up there, and it's pretty easy to get the candle into the holder with, you know, 2, maybe 3 tries. We're going to head back up, go back to the red room. It's not red, but there's paint splattered everywhere. And we can cross over now, because once we grab that first candle, this thing stops spinning. And of course, I dropped it. So if you come down on this side where the walls are splashed red, you can pick up the candle, because that is a different basement area than where the blue plus sign spinny things are. So you can go and try to toss it again, or you can just bring it straight downstairs. It's completely up to you. And see, they always catch them. There's no way to toss it unless you're too far away. I don't even bother. I just come down here and toss it up from the bottom. And you're going to notice these are spinning slower now, because the more candles that are in the holders, the slower it spins. So once you've done that, you'll go back up and you'll see that the little blue plus sign walls are spinning slow enough for you to be able to cross. You do have to be fast. You will have to jump and dash to get across, but you can make it. Once you get into this area, there's nothing down there. That's the elevator to go to the exit. And here is our final looty of this testing ground. It's number 21, and it holds blueprints number 57 and number 58. In this other side room, it's just a little loot room. There's not a whole lot in here, but there is a little bit, so don't forget to grab it. And then we can go over to the save room once we are finished in here. Just in case, because you never know what's outside. Even though we don't want to be stuck, you know, down here during the save, like you'd much rather be finished with the elevator ride. You never really know where you're going to come up at. Sometimes you come up in a save mushroom, and sometimes you come up in a barn with pigs. So anyway, we're going to call this elevator. I, of course, will cut out the very long ride. And here we, again, are in an area with pigs. So we're going to turn to the right and run back. See, there's that bridge there. That's where we're headed. We don't have to worry about fighting any enemies. Just try and reach that bridge as quickly as you can. Once you get on the bridge proper, then the enemies are not going to follow you. I did try to jump over those rocks. It didn't work, so maybe go, you know, go a little bit further. And this obviously, very obviously, is a boss arena with a Nora station right before, so we're going to make a little pit stop before we enter that area. And here I finally got the blueprint for this upgrade that I've been waiting for pretty much the entire game. I've been waiting for this blueprint. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade our axe. And as you can see, I don't have enough materials. So what I'm going to do is go into the storage and I'm going to disassemble some items that I know I'm not going to use. So this pashtet, I did try it out on my other account. I did not like it. I don't like the way it feels when you swing it. It's just not for me. It may be your favorite weapon. I don't care for it. So I went ahead and disassembled that. Came back over to the axe to upgrade everything I could, and it looks like I need just a little bit more to get the axe fully upgraded. So now I'm going to disassemble the fox, because I'm not going to be using it.
Please select the desired procedure.
I accidentally came out of there, but here where I pull up the axe, I'm going to get that final upgrade for the new blade, and we are going to acquire the Great Inventor trophy. If you have not already, you may have beaten me to this one, but this is where I get it, so I am showing you. So when we enter this area, we're going to fight the true Belyash boss. And there is a trophy associated with killing him using a melee weapon. So we're going to use our trusty axe with the fire cartridge, and we are going to hack away. He telegraphs his moves pretty quickly. It's not super hard to avoid him. Remember to use your polymeric jet if you're using a cartridge. It does continuously deplete health. And having more polymeric fluid helps to keep that going. This should basically be pretty self-explanatory. So, and this boss fight doesn't take very long at all. So I'm going to go ahead and let this play out. Keep an eye on his moveset, and yeah, beware of that attack. You want to try and jump over the ring if possible. You see it coming. So with this real boss fight, when you see the Belyash spin his head, he's going to do that flamethrower attack where it will spit flames onto the ground. They will burn for a little while and then eventually they'll dissipate. So you want to be dodging away from that, and as he spins his head more, he will leave more and more fire on the ground each time he performs that attack, to the point where eventually he'll have an entire circle of fire around him. So just be careful of that and keep it in mind that when you see him spinning his head, it's probably time to move away. As we get to the end of this fight, the first trophy you're going to get is the medium rare trophy, which is just the story related trophy for defeating the Belyash. But if you have completed it with only a melee weapon, you will also get the chop 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 trophy. So yeah, he's really not too bad and it doesn't take very long. And really, he's not hard to defeat with just a melee weapon, so go for it. Now once we have finished with him, don't forget to loot the body, and we're gonna head, you can see that statue off in the distance, we're heading kind of near that, and we need to drop off the back end of this upper level with the grass. We're gonna be heading underneath this to enter the theater. You can see the stairs there. So once you go down into here, there's a little room to the right, and there's a pair with some interesting information. And just, you know, if you read it, there's the dog again. It's the same dog. And I am 100% sure that the Plyushes that we see in the game, I'm pretty sure they're all dogs. It makes me feel really sad. Anyway, on this table, we're going to find Chirper number 44. Been a long time since we found one of those. And with this room completed, we need to hit this button and go into the elevator.
Anyway, I've made up my mind. I'm proposing to her tomorrow. What the
Charles was founded at the facility in 1948. It was the first theater in
As we open up the elevator, there is a body over there to the right, but we're going to head into the save room first.
Quite hard to come by.
So it's for the rich and powerful.
In here, I don't think I did anything with my weapons. I'm just coming to take a look at the glove. Don't forget to save so that we don't have to repeat anything that we did previously. And when we go out, we're going to head to the left and we're going to go talk to this Necromancer. He's number 36.
Not Petrov?
And we don't actually speak to him. He just kind of talks to us. We're going to go down this flight of stairs. There's nothing on that middle floor. And right now there's nothing on the bottom floor, but we're going to get a little cutscene once we open up this door.
You're like a dog. Your master sticks you on someone and
He's not getting away from me.
So we have we come out of the cutscene having a very easy mutant to fight. And then we want to head down this hall to grab the chest that's there. And then turn around, and that door that was closed behind us, it is now open. And there's a save room directly ahead. And then you can also speak to these little ballerinas here. If you push the button, they'll talk to you about the theater, because I guess the
What a
theater is
fascinating
underground,
bunch of horse
which,
shit.
you know,
Later.
whatever works. So make a quick save, and we're going to have quite a few mutants to deal with here. And there are mothers and sprouts everywhere, so we're going to take some time to take all of these guys out to make it safer to pass through the hallway. There will be a few large mutants as well. You can see one with the big orange bubbles on his back. So take out all of the enemies in here so that we can safely loot everything and get to the next area.
Shit! Still moving. I'd be down for the count after that.
Hitting the orange glowing bubbles on the large mutant's back, it really helps to take them down faster. I mean, you saw me get that guy in the face several times, and he just would not go down. So try, if you can, try to get the orange bubbles on the back. It is very hard. They do tend to turn their backs away from you. So I know it makes it so much more difficult, but yeah, if you can, it'll save you a whole lot of ammo, and you won't be wasting so much of it like me. I don't know if you guys are paying attention. You can hear it in the background. Those robots are talking. You just got a pretty big hint about something that's going on in this theater that really shouldn't be. We're going to find out a whole lot more about that later as we go through the story and we listen to the chirpers and read the pairs. But yeah, you just got a pretty big hint about quite the scandal in the theater.
Not today, clown.
Which means today you die, Major!
You can also hear that Petrov is using a speaker system of some kind to yell at us. He's going to do that the entire time we're in here, and it's really annoying. But, you know,
Right, I'll be
It's-
gone if you need me.
just trying to show us that Petrov really has lost his mind. And we'll see that more and more as we go on. In here, we're looting all of these items. And we're going to unlock this door so that we can get to the next area of the theater. in here there is a robot that, as long as we're not aggressive toward him, he won't be aggressive toward us. But in the next room over are a couple of Volvas that we're going to have to take care of. So try your best not to aggro that one that's being sort of friendly.
Next.
With these two Volvas out of the way, if you head to the back of the room on that soda machine, we're going to find Chirper number 45. Don't forget to grab it. And in order to proceed to the next area, we do have to unlock that door. There's a save room to the left of it.
I propose a toast to Boston. Science has never been so cool.
I don't know what I'm doing. It's like my hands just lost the signal to my brain for a second. So anyway, I'm just coming in here to check and see if there's anything that can be upgraded on my weapons. Just because there are a lot of enemies in here, and being prepared is always the best choice. And then, of course, I'm going to go and take a look at the glove. You can upgrade whatever you like. And make sure to save. So once we exit that room, we'll come over here. We're going to have quite a few double locks. We're getting closer to the end of the game, so we're going to see more and more of these. Now get ready, because once we properly enter that room, we do have like a little mini boss. I am going to try to get rid of a couple of mothers from here. See, I'm trying to stay as close as I can to where we entered, because once you go out, you can probably hear the growling. Once you go out so far, you will trigger that mini boss. There he is. It's another Plyusch. And we have several mothers in this area as well to take care of. So just do the best that you can. At this point, we have taken out so many Plyusch that this should be almost like a normal enemy at this point. The problem usually comes in when you have all these other smaller enemies like that. That's the biggest issue. So take them out when you can, and don't forget to spray the polymeric jet onto the Plyusch so that when you hit him with the fire, he stays ignited for a while. I don't know if you caught that there. It looks like he's got a watermelon on his head. He's actually got a poison sprout on his head. He got down and started howling because the sprout attached itself to him. So do be careful. That makes the Plyusch that much more dangerous. It's, instead of blood, it seems to be spitting out poison. And it can literally spit it out as well. So do be careful. If you can at all avoid it, try to keep all of the sprouts away from the Plyusch to avoid this happening.
My dog, kill! Isn't that why you're here?
And Petrov just confirmed the sad news that yes, the Plyusch are dogs. And apparently they are not just dogs, they're trained. Isn't that just lovely? So with the Plyusch defeated, go around the room, take out all the sprouts and all the mothers. We're going to be coming through this area quite a bit. We're going to start going to the upper levels. So we need to make sure that none of these super annoying enemies are going to stop us from exploring. There's a lot. I know, it's super annoying, but we need this area clear. So once you've cleared the room and looted everything that you can, we're going to head over to that vent that has a lock on it, and we're going to break that lock. Sometimes you can jump up and loot the mothers. Sometimes you can't. You just have to find another way or just abandon the loot. Don't forget to loot the Plyusch for sure. Anyway, we're going to go over to the vent and unlock it and crawl through to be able to access the next area. Here again, it's a double lock. Like I said, we're going to see these quite often. As you can see, for your convenience, I did cut that because sometimes it takes me longer than I would like to admit to do those light puzzles. I hate them. So just follow the main path. You can't go the wrong way.
He's got nowhere to run.
Is Dr. Filatova with him?
No, Petrov's alone. Aren't you maybe just a little too interested in what happens to her, Stock? You didn't happen to betray your friend because of her, did you?
You just crossed the line, Major P3. I demand that you cease these outrageous insults at once.
And I demand...
You'll come out into this basement area and immediately get attacked by the black-suited Bova. Go ahead and take care of him. We're trying to access an elevator. We can't do that if he's hindering
He's
us.
watching me through the cameras, reciting poetry, and screaming hysterically into the loudspeaker. We'll take him alive within the hour.
Try not to fail, Dmitry Sergeyevich, at least this time.
Fuck you.
You shouldn't behave like this. Comrade Stockhausen is blameless.
It's a bit dark in some of the
Genuinely trying to
areas,
help.
Yeah,
but
right.
you can
He's genuinely
use
trying to steal Petrov's
your
woman.
scan to be able to see. Once you get into this room, there's a desk over to the right that has Chirper number 46 on it. Do not forget to grab that as you're running around and looting. Next to the elevator is that door with the red light on it. There's going to be a black-suited Vova in there, and as soon as we activate the elevator, that door will open. If you want to cheese it, those doors always close themselves after a little while. You can freeze him in there, and then the door will close and he won't be able to get out. Just do this wire puzzle. It's pretty easy. You can see that door opening. And we're going to freeze him right there and try to keep him there until the door closes. And now he is just going to be mad inside of the closet and there's nothing he can do. So once you're done, push the button for the elevator. You can see if you go up the stairs, you actually can't go very far. You have to go through the elevator. Just go straight up to the 4th floor. You can't really do anything on floors 2 and 3 just yet. So go all the way to the top. And we're going to head over to the right. There's a big hole in the floor here. Loot the chest, and then behind that ballerina is Chirper number 47. So be sure to pick it up. And here, you see the yellow paint. We're going to jump into the hole and dash to be able to grab onto that yellow painted ledge in this room, go ahead and loot everything that you can.
That's right. It's
Unlock the door, which for your convenience, I cut. Turn around before you leave the room and speak to this necromancer in the corner. He is number 37. I'm just double checking to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything in this room. Which of course I did, because this room is super dark. There's not a whole lot of electricity going on in here. And when we come out, that's the door facing the elevator. So we're going to come back around and drop down to the 3rd floor in that hole. Take care of the mother and the sprouts. They're going to try and get into the bodies that are on the ground. So if you can get them while they're flying, it'll make life much easier for you. We can loot the room. And on the desk near the TV is Chirper number 48. So be sure to pick that up.
I tell you, these robot ballerinas just as bad as their human counterparts. I can't work under these conditions.
You can read the pairs if you like. There are a lot of pretty good pairs in the theater. Just, you know, if you're interested in the story, there are good pairs. This guy here, he lights up like he's a necromancer, but you actually can't interact with him. This is like the 2nd or 3rd time I've seen this during the game, so I just get close to them and try to interact with them just in case. But you can't actually speak to them, so I just have it down with a question mark next to it in my notes. And I wanted to make you guys aware of it, just in case it's a glitch on my end. So now I'm looking down in that room, but I'm pretty sure we've already passed through there. So we don't need to go down there. What we're going to do is go through the door next to the possible necromancer. And this is the 3rd floor. We're going to call the elevator and hop inside and go back up to the 4th floor. When we exit the elevator, turn to the right, and the first door on the right is a save room. Here I am not going to use this. I don't know why I do that. But this is where we're going to end the video for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you have found this helpful. And I hope to see all of you back here again for part number 20. And until then, Khajiit always has wares.